it. I remember my first tournament was up in Green Bay, Wisconsin, and it was a smaller tournament, but it was very valuable for me to see where I'm at as a player. I'll never forget it for probably the wrong reasons.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Keeping It Real with Gina and Neil, the pickleball podcast that is not afraid to call out the drama. I'm your co-host, Gina Salento, and this is Neil Friedenberg.
We're not here to talk about the pros or sugarcoat anything. We're here to talk about the chaos, the drama, because that's where really the sport lives.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Keeping It Real. I want to talk today with Neil about how do people get involved with pickleball at their local level and then expand that as they get better in pickleball to broaden their horizons with better play, competitive play, maybe tournaments, stuff when they're starting out. Usually people stick to their little community center and that's enough for them. And then there's people that want to get more involved and feel like, hey, I'm getting pretty good. I'm kind of getting big in my britches and I want to expand my horizons, right?
It's natural.
It's natural.
You get better. You want a better competition sometimes.
And so what's the path?
Right.
Like, let's talk about what the path could look like. I know for me starting out, I was introduced to pickleball and I was taken out to a local club that was actually for tennis, but they happened to have pickleball lines on the court. And I ended up learning the game there. And then there was all these players that were coming for scheduled times and I would watch them and then they'd say, hey, would you like to come and play? And I'd jump in and I wasn't very good. I was, banging the crap out of every ball. And then
you're the banger.
I'm the banger. I'm not even recovering. I'm still full on banger. But I ended up moving along and then, okay, I'm getting better at this. What's my next step? And so I guess we can talk about what that looks like for people if they want to grow.
I think we all start somewhere, and our personal experiences resonate with people out there. A lot of them have the similar stories. I started at a local elementary school where there was open play. It was a $3 drop-in, and it was a great experience. There was 3 courts. If there was a lot of people, that we'd have to wait.
But on a gym floor?
It was on a gym hardwood floor with taped painter's tape, the blue tape. And it was basically 4 off, 4 in, 4 in, 4 out, that type of schedule. And it worked well, but sometimes you know how it is. You start seeing where you fit in and then you're waiting for the other people to come out. Yeah, that would be a better game. Let's put a paddle next to them.
Yep.
So that's where I started. And as you get better, you find out that there's other places within some driving distance that's reasonable. I say reasonable because, a lot of people will start driving longer and longer and longer distances to find better competition. That's kind of the natural progression of pickleball and your own game. So I moved to a community center that was local, and there was a stage in that community center where there would be a bunch of chairs and people would be sitting just watching the 3 courts. And the courts had some dead spots, so be it, but it was a place to play and there was good competition. And I remember some groups coming as far as 50 minutes away just to go play. Let's be honest, that's not really too reasonable to go 50 minutes to an hour just to find decent competitions. That's kind of the battle that you're up against when you get better and better in pickleball.
It's true. When I started, I ended up being mentored by someone, Bob Bloomis, in my community that I just met him. He happened to be on the court next to me. And then he kind of brought me along and I got better. And then I ended up playing with the better guys. And I was driving 50 minutes each way. And other guys would be like, hey, can you play in our group? We're meeting here at this place. And I'd go and drive there. And when you're just starting out, you're just feeling your way through it, and you're playing some players that are better, some players that are not so good, and yet you're mixing and you're having fun. But then you're like, okay, what would be the next move? Like, if I'm beating these people, what do I do next? And especially if you're starting out and you don't happen to have a partner because you're used to going to open play and everything. There's so much out there now for people to take advantage of. It's unbelievable. Community centers, rec departments of the schools. Yep. Your own like if you belong to a club, a lot of tennis courts clubs are turning into having pickleball as an option.
Indoor facilities now with Pickleball Kingdom and
Pickler, Ace,
Dill Dinkers, I think is one.
Oh, really?
Something like that on the East Coast.
So that's always an option too. But what if you're playing and you're wanting to get your feet wet in tournaments? There's a lot of local tournaments and there's a lot of places that say if you need a partner, you can request. Like, because when you got back from the US Open or when you were playing in the US Open, you didn't have a partner and they set you up on a blind date with a partner, right?
Yeah, all the events that I played in were blind dates.
Yep. So it's not like you have to have a partner to play a tournament. They can accommodate you if needed, right?
What's its value too? I mean, everyone's different. So my my value for the US Open this year was a little bit different. Of course, I wanted to win and do well, but I really wanted to be there that was number one. I wanted to be there because when I heard my dad was going, I'm there.
Yeah.
I'm there. It's a moment, that you want to share.
Yeah.
You were probably a little bit different. It was more about you're in the NPL. There's the professional in you that, wants to really show off your performance and how good you are and win. Just win.
Yeah.
Just win, baby.
Just win.
Just win.
And it's a tall order.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just a different value. We all have that different view on certain things.
And what motivates you.
And one year might be different than the next, too.
Yeah. Hopefully next year I go for the sheer fun of it.
Yes.
No, it is fun. It is fun, or I wouldn't do it. But there's Facebook pages now. So if like you're in a local community, I'm going to be teaching, because I live in Wisconsin, there's a place up north called Door County where a lot of Illinois people vacation, and it's a really beautiful part of the state along the Lake Michigan area, and like little towns after little
Door
towns.
County's awesome.
Yeah. And they have a huge pickleball community.
Relax.
It's beautiful, and there's a big pickleball community there. And so the head guy Jay reached out to me, and I'm going to be going up there. There's a lot of pros that have done pickleball clinics up there, and they invited me to come and do clinics, and I'm going to be doing it in Sturgeon Bay. And so they have a huge presence on Facebook. And so like I know that a lot of people can get even more involved if they find their local community's Facebook page or adjoining communities.
Right.
You can spread it out even more, and you can get more involved with community through Facebook.
Well, there's a lot of Facebook groups. They're on Instagram as well, but the Facebook groups, I find a lot of value to that because I'll join them, I'll follow them, and they often advertise different tournaments or clinics. And sometimes, like people like us, we might want to do a clinic in those areas, but also maybe that runs right into a tournament too, where it becomes part of it. I remember my first tournament was up in Green Bay, Wisconsin, and it was a smaller tournament, but it was very valuable for me to see where I'm at as a player. I'll never forget it for probably the wrong reasons. Let's just say
this was your first tournament?
First tournament ever.
Who were you playing with?
I was playing with a gentleman named Bill.
Okay.
Bill, he knows who he is. Good player, very good player. And I definitely wanted to see where I fit. The unfortunate part was, let's just say I was done having kids.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and it was like 2 weeks after that.
Oh, wow.
So,
Roni.
I wasn't moving as quick as I usually do. I'm still recovering and stuff. So, no, I'm not going to tell him that. Heck no.
Right.
Then what is he going to do? Take the whole court or just
not
trust me? So I didn't say a word. We ended up winning that tournament. It was great.
Wow, what level?
It was 4 or 5 plus.
Okay.
4 or 5 plus. And I'll never forget, though, because I'm seeing it visually here.
Oh.
There was a ball. It was clearly my ball. I couldn't get there.
Okay.
I couldn't move to get there. He got it. He looks back at me, and we won that point. It's like, dude, that's your ball. All I said was, I'll tell you later. That's all I said.
Okay, so you have I tell you later. That's meaningful.
Yeah.
I'll tell you later.
That meant, I'll tell him after we do well. Just don't worry about anything.
But you won the whole tournament.
We did well. We did well that day, and I told him later. He couldn't believe it. He was laughing.
Oh my gosh, that's a feat.
Yeah.
You were beating up people that had everything intact.
Intact? Okay, now we're getting on.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, okay, so local tournaments, starting there. I started, my local first tournament was in Milwaukee. There's something called the Pettit Ice. It's a U.S. Olympic training facility for all the skaters.
Yeah.
And it was a 98-degree day outside, but indoor, it was on the ice rink. So it was freezing in there, and they had courts on like not a gypsum board, but like a weird composite they put down for the...
Is that the Badger State game?
Yeah.
Something like that?
Yeah. I played, that was my first tournament.
Yeah.
I'm playing 3.5. Now, I have a tennis background. In my tennis background, I was a 5.0 plus. So I'm playing with the guy who was the ambassador to pickleball in Milwaukee from the USAPA.
USAPA?
Yeah, USAPA. And he's like, oh, let's play a tournament. He was only a 3.5 player. 3.5. So he's like, play with me. You're not rated yet, so let's just play. Well, I didn't have a rating. So it's my first tournament. There were people with matching outfits. I'm in a ripped t-shirt and one paddle, and they're coming in head to toe like they're sponsored from Nike.
Yeah.
And I thought, okay, I don't know this game very well, but I know I'm going to do damage. I was fueled. And through them, then we moved on to another team, and this woman didn't have her paddle up, and she didn't. I go for an overhead. She's at the kitchen line. She doesn't have her paddle up to protect herself. She doesn't back up. She doesn't do anything. She just stands there. I'm surely not trying to hit her. So I said, I just went for it, and I hit it as hard. And now, okay, I have a good overhead. It was back in the day. It hits the front of her throat.
You took out her jugular.
I took out her voice box.
No.
She falls like a tree, goes down, and all I hear is,
I'm sorry. I shouldn't be laughing. I'm sorry. I'm trying to keep.
That's not the worst of it.
No.
My partner looks at me and says, leave her.
What? Okay, that's. At least you showed some care.
I stopped. I said, leave her. I'm going over to check on her. And she's fighting for air. And I look and she moves the dots of the ball on her throat.
Did it say Durafast or?
It's just said, ouch. And I said, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I wanted to say you should have had your paddle up, but I didn't. I just said, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. But he says, leave her to me. And I was like,
that's horrible.
That's just pickleball. I mean, it's just pickleball. What do you mean? Oh.
No remorse whatsoever.
No,
At least you did the right thing and checked on her.
I mean, I'll batty bag you, but I'm going to hug and kiss you after I do it. And he was just like Cold Stone Steve Austin.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're digressing. But local tournaments could be fun.
Oh, I want to know about. I want to know about her.
Well, we beat her.
Well, yeah.
She was compromised.
You beat her on the court and in her throat.
On her throat, yeah.
My God. Yeah, I would not want to be hit by an overhead by you.
Right there. That's a tender spot.
Did she end up talking normally afterwards?
I don't know.
I didn't talk to her later.
She didn't say much.
She didn't say much.
She didn't say much after
I don't know if that was a joke or not.
No, she didn't. And I can't imagine.
She was speechless.
She was speechless. And that was my first tournament experience. So I was like, okay, is this how it goes? Like, is this what you do? Leave her? I don't know. So anyways.
You were that person that took somebody out.
Yeah. Good first impression.
In your first tournament, had a chip. You got that chip on your
Well, I got a rep.
And a rep, yeah, and a rep.
So, it's small. Everybody talks. She's a heavy hitter, banger. Of course I am.
Yeah.
There's no shame in banging. But if you're going to play bangers, you got to have your paddle up. I mean, that's no joke.
Yeah. People getting hit, that's a whole different topic. But people getting hit, it does happen. It is part of pickleball. I've been hit. I have not been hit in the eye or anything like that, like those types of hits. But chest, shoulder, I've been hit in the chin before, or the ball comes off the paddle and hits you up in the chin right off of a drive, or your paddle's not in position to put it back.
Not even the paddle. Like I was moving out of the way of a ball because I know it was going out. He ripped it at me. This guy at the kitchen line on a different time. I didn't have glasses on. I didn't have my paddle up. I tried to get out of the way and it hit my temple. I had a concussion for a week.
From a pickleball.
He rifled it at my face. I went like this to get out of the way and it landed on my temple. Yeah, it's no joke. And I wish I would have had glasses. I don't know how much the glasses would have helped in that incident. Mm-hmm. But nonetheless, these are like pickleball experiences in rec play. Yeah. That was rec play. But I think overall, it's fun to do local tournaments and see how you feel on that. And then what do? Then you can get into more serious tournaments.
Right. My personal progression was I talked to you about the tournament before, up in Green Bay, and then a couple localized tournaments. And then I started traveling to different Midwest tournaments, there was one in Iowa. There's Rockford, Illinois.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, that was always a fun one.
Or swing.
Played
that, yep.
Played that multiple years. That was a heck of a lot of fun.
Uh-huh.
And then, as you start spreading out, you go to nationals or US.
Did you have a set partner?
The local ones, I tended to play with the same guy. We had
chemistry.
We had definitely some chemistry. He was like I believe he was a fullback or linebacker in college football.
Wow.
Yeah, he was just an athlete for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And you wouldn't think he was, someone that had that ultimate finesse of the game. Well, that linebacker / fullback he was just a wall. And he put it, no matter what you did at him, he just put it back softly. And I became the aggressor, So he's the linebacker. I'm this
it's a bait
guy.
Switch.
Completely not.
Mind skirt, really.
And yeah, we just fit well. We knew where each other was. He'd put it in play, and I'd be able to do some things with it. It worked. Eventually, I think he stopped playing pickleball for a while.
Okay. Well, then how did you go from like a local tournaments to all of a sudden getting into nationals? How did that progress?
I just wanted to push myself to see where I fit in nationally. When you're playing regionally, you see different players already from different Midwest. Like for instance, Midwest. You saw, that guy's a 5-0 from Iowa. That guy's a 5-0 from Illinois. Sometimes it's different. Sometimes it can be a different type of player, but you learn the different tendencies or skill sets of those players and see where, this Wisconsin guy fits in. So it was good. It was good for me to see that. And then you go to nationals and then you see the whole country under, one roof or outside, in a tournament.
But people can get involved in a national kind of tournament that's kind of local still through the PPA or the APP.
Right.
So Professional Pickleball Association and the Association of Professional
Professional Pickleball.
Yes. Yeah. And so if you look up that on, is it Pickleball Den now that's hosting all these tournaments?
Yep.
Pickleballden.com, you can see all, not only the local tournaments and the community tournaments, but also like sanctioned tournaments. And I think that's a wake up call for people to go to a sanctioned tournament because they're dominating and they're sandbagging or whatever they're doing in their own local community. Well, take it to the next level and see where you stack up against other people around the country.
Yeah, for me, it was more about curiosity, what type of player I am and where I fit in. And I think that's the ultimate schedule.
It's like a litmus test.
Yeah. I think going to APP and PPA is definitely a route that someone could take.
That's a wake-up call for people.
But you're an NPL. So
NPL and APP. I play a lot of APP. I did more so, but now I'm tired. But yeah, and I think NPL is a good list. Like that's really good competition because that's the best of the best all coming together. And I play them all. I mean, you might not see those people until you're in the medal round. So, but I'm seeing them right away.
There is a amateur level too under, I believe, APP.
Okay.
Isn't there like the MILP or something like that?
Oh, maybe. And there's Next Gen for
amateurs. Yeah.
Next Gen is great for some of these kids that are getting really good. I pushed one of my students to get into playing her first sanctioned tournament with another guy I taught. They played mixed. They went to an APP, so it was a sanctioned, legitimate tournament. They go out first round, never played a tournament before. They're playing their first 3.5 tournament. They don't know what to expect. You think you're going to an adult tournament, right? I mean, you're going to play adults. They played kids that were 10 and 12 years old. That first round, they're like grown adults playing these kids, and these kids are younger than one of their kids. And that
would feel awkward.
Awful. Yeah. They had to play and hold back. They were mentally holding back their ground strokes and their drives.
That changes how you play the game.
And you don't want to body bag some 10-year-old, and it took them out of the game and they lost.
They lost to the 10-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were up and coming great players, but nonetheless, I think there should be you have to be 18 plus. I'm sorry. That's just not right.
There should definitely be a line in the sand for ages. There's no way someone that is 25, 30, 40 years old playing 10.
Oh my God.
It's weird.
It's weird.
Yeah.
And if it was me, I don't know if I'd hold back.
Do you play, you go to the local gym, do you play basketball against a bunch of 10-year-olds? All right, I got my guys. Come on.
I know, right?
5-on-5. Oh, yeah, those are the 12-year-olds or 10-year-olds that just got out of school for the summer.
Right.
You're not going to do that.
That's a fair point.
Now you're getting me on a soapbox here. If you want the sport to be taken seriously at big tournaments, I get it. There's really good 10-year-olds. There's really good 12-year-olds.
They were really good.
But to play against 30 and 40-year-olds, just...
wrong.
It's weird.
It's weird and wrong.
There's got to be a line.
There has to be a line.
Yeah, I agree. But then you said, well, what about players like, the young ones, Hayden?
Anna Lee was playing at, 14 or 15. That's different, but... When you're that level, because when you're that level, you're able to hang. I mean, you're fair game. If you're that age being out there, I don't care. You're fair game. And I'm not going to hold back just because I'm going to feel, cautious to, I just feel like if you're out there, you deserve to be treated as if I'm sorry.
It's just when you're across the net, it's a different story.
Well, it's a different visual.
We can talk about it all day long, but being across the net from...
It's not right.
Kid. It's just...
But Anna Lee's different because her skills are so unbelievable that she can handle. Imagine you're Anna Lee. You're like, I don't know how tall she is. She can't be that tall. And then you're going up against someone like Deckel Barr, who's a massive dude. He's like a giant.
Big dude.
I mean, she's fair game. He should play the way he's going to play.
Yeah.
But in those tournaments, I don't know. I just don't think that's right. But anyways, they lost.
Right.
But it showed them, okay, that wasn't a fair test to see how they would do. That's just not, that wasn't giving them the opportunity to show.
Right.
Because mentally you're holding back.
Right.
So I just think, though, those kind of places are a good litmus test to see how you roll against players that are, supposedly your level. And see how you do, and then go on from there. And I there's so much out there. If you go to pickleballden.com, they have every state has a plethora of different tournaments.
Right. It's not just APP or PPA or anything.
No, it's everything.
Local, regional tournaments too, where you can find out
if there's money involved, or
if there's not, or there's medals, like the traditional.
or charity events.
100%. Yeah, there's a lot of
charity events. So it's really cool. Cause. Yeah, and it's fun. I mean, it's fun, but I think at the end of the day, they need to figure that one out. I think that next gen's a really good move. That next gen is bringing a new crop of players that are going to succeed. The ones we're watching now.
I love that because growing up, I've told you this many times over, but baseball was big in my family. I wanted to be this professional baseball player, but I'd go to Mariners games back in Seattle. I'd go to, at that time, there was the Tacoma Tigers. That was the affiliate for the Oakland A's, and then it turned into Tacoma Rainiers, the affiliate for Mariners. And I would go to those games, and you would see the prospects develop through the farm system. It was just neat. You could see that there wasn't gigantic salaries that there are now, but they were playing for the love of the game. They're playing to get to the professional level. And that development, it's a development league. There's single A, there's double A, there's triple A. Triple A was what I was going to. I see why not have that same type of structure in pickleball.
How competitive.
Right.
Too.
Yeah, there's some skin in the game. You want to get to the pro level and you want to be taken seriously. So I love that they're having that amateur level and development.
Yeah, and there's plenty of room for everybody to feel included. There's so many categories in these tournaments, a lot of them. Sometimes they'll have to combine. There's not enough to field like a 4.5 level, so they'll bring the 4.0s into the 4.5s into the fours. That that's tough, but that's good play for the people to go up against and find where they fit and how they're doing.
They also find possibility of doubles partners too.
Yes, networking.
Networking, meet and greet.
Yeah, you might find someone that's playing. You're watching their match and you really like how they play. Go up to them and say, "Hey, I'd really love to play with you sometime."
That's how nationals kind of used to be back in the day when it was in Buckeye, Arizona, then to Casa Grande, Arizona. Before kind of the Indian Wells progression and then to Dallas. That's how it was. It was like this party. You go out and play, and then you play rec games afterwards. After you're done for the day, you play rec games and say, "Oh yeah, we're vibing pretty well. You want to play nationals next year?"
That's cool.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
It was so much
That's
fun.
what it should be about.
Right.
My level, like everyone's booked out over a year in advance with who they're going to play what tournament with. Booked out.
Do you like that?
I don't subscribe to that. I just kind of get a call. Hey, can you play a tournament with me? And if I can make it, I do. I say, yeah, okay.
Were you like that in school? Like the structure?
I like structure and I like to know ahead of time stuff, but I just don't have, these people are playing all day long, every day, all day long, every day, every weekend, every tournament. And I just don't have that in my lifestyle. That's a lot.
Yeah. You don't want to burn yourself out.
Yeah.
Burnout is real.
Well, and plus, I told you I was diagnosed with Lyme's.
Right.
So for me, I'm trying to get healthy and I can't wait till I have real endurance. So I haven't even peaked my ability yet.
You go at your own rate. That's the whole thing. People can drive themselves crazy. And 1 week's this place, the next week is that place. I don't know how you balance that really. Let's say you have a family or significant other.
Monetarily, it's expensive.
Totally.
Renting car, flights, tournament entry fees, food, and all the travel. I mean, it's a lot.
It feels, when you first travel though, and you're going to a tournament. Exciting. Yeah, there's that energy, that adrenaline. Yeah. I feel important. I'm going to bring your pickleball bag and you're walking through the airport. Yep, I'm playing some pickleball in Arizona or wherever. Cool. It feels good. But then after flying all the time, it does. It takes a toll on you. You get a little tired.
That's why I'm real persnickety about what tournaments I'll play.
Right.
I'll drive to Chicago. That's a no-brainer. I know we covered a lot on this episode, but I just think overall there's so many opportunities for people to get involved in pickleball. Yeah. And a lot of fun groups out there. We got to keep it fun.
Right. It doesn't have to be professional and grind it out.
Nope.
Right. I got to win. It can also be that experience where it's for a cause or in a certain area. It can be a low-key tournament.
Yeah, there's so much to get involved in and meet people, and that's what makes it fun. Right. And there's nice people. You're getting to network with people that you might even want to play with sometime in the tournament. And the world's your oyster with finding it at every community center, everywhere all over the country. Open play everywhere all over the country.
Search it up, find the groups in, if you're part of Facebook or social media, find the specific groups around your area and kind of put out that map, that circle, that area, and be part of it.
Awesome.
Be in the know.
In the know. Very good, Neil. If you learned something or you just felt like you were nodding along thinking, yeah, I've been there, then please follow us or share this with someone that might need to hear it.
Thanks for spending time with us. See you next time on Keeping It Real with Gina and Neil.